We're trying to get across the message and make the public more aware, as I say, of the benefits of universities, whether or not they attend themselves. Last year's event was a tremendous success. 110 higher education institutions took part. There was substantial media coverage, including the radio, the TV, and it's estimated that the value of the coverage was equivalent to us spending about £1.3 million on advertising. This year's event will be bigger and even better. It will focus especially on the value of research work done in universities. It will show how the university community is actively engaged with local communities, the big society in action before that term became public, and it will show how higher education is relevant and of great value, as well as an inspiring and life-changing experience for students. There's more information about this available in the room, and Universities UK colleagues and our friends from Kindred Agency are available if you want to know more. In addition, today's speeches are going to be filmed, and we will also be around to film a number of 60-second vox pops on your views of the role of higher education, and we'll use these in the run-up to the campaign in June. I'm very grateful for the Minister for joining us today. I know he's incredibly busy. I followed him through Parliament Square at 9 o'clock this morning, on his way back to the Ministry, I presume, from a meeting in number 10. And I also know that he cares so much about the future of higher education, and that he recognises the value of universities. I particularly on this occasion like to thank him over the support he's given us in the discussions with the government about visas and overseas students. We're currently awaiting the government's white paper on the future of higher education. The white paper has been delayed until June, but I hope that David will be able to give us a glimpse of the thinking in a few minutes' time. But as I said at the beginning, this evening is to celebrate your role as Chancellors. And some outside our world may ask, what does a Chancellor do? Many outside our world ask what a Vice-Chancellor does. And it's so much more than hand out degrees, dress up in fancy garb, make speeches, chair meetings and schmooze. Of course you do all of those things, but your role embraces so much more. We went through the process in 2004 of choosing a new Chancellor, and it was a very important event for the university because it was clear that we wanted to choose somebody that embodied the values of our organisation. It's somebody who will offer valuable advice and guidance, somebody who will network successfully on behalf of the university, and be an effective ambassador and advocate for the institution. You are the great and sometimes unsung heroes of higher education, giving freely of your time and your considerable expertise. The high profile that many of you enjoy in your day job can help in all sorts of ways, and only the week before last you did sign a very influential letter in the Times asking the government to beware of its potential plans to cut the number of international students being allowed to enter the UK. And that was very effective as part of the call to the government to ensure that they did not cause problems to this very important part of United Kingdom export industry. So thank you very much, Chancellors, for what you do. Thank you for what you represent, and thank you for the support and advice that you give us. It now gives me great pleasure to invite Dr. Sheila Hancock to say a few words. And I was reminding myself with Sheila that the first time I ever saw Sheila was when she was in the rag trade. Some of you may remember in the 60s in black and white, which used to be a family event that we would go and we would watch the rag trade. I've been told that I can't be entirely sure what she'll say because she's not very good at sticking to a script, which is ironic, given her lifetime of success on stage and screen. Sheila has triumphed on stage with Shakespeare. She continues to star in films, on TV and at the theatre. and somehow she manages the time to be a very active Chancellor. Sheila, thank you very much for coming. Thank you all for coming.